over my head. Help me to the good.
Scotty C got this one.
A deep breath. Take the next step. Though I may be weak, I know who is with me. And
I've been to this camp before, Teen Xtreme. I had a lot of fun last year. Last year I was in the red team, and now this year I was in the green team. My favorite colors, I was very, very happy. I had an excuse to wear green every single day.
So for the thing I had the most fun with and enjoyed doing was hanging out with my friends, doing different competitions with them, and putting myself out there, cheering on for my team, talking to new people, and it was overall a good time, and I'd love to come back and do it again.
So my favorite thing to do this week was when we were at the cafeteria in the buffet. I promised myself an ice cream cone every day because when we're in our normal lives, we can't really eat ice cream every day, and you don't have an ice cream machine chilling at your house, especially when it's soft serve. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to enjoy this moment and to the last, and that's exactly what I did. I ate an ice cream cone every single day.
For me, the service was really encouraging because one of the themes were attitude, and I've lately been struggling with that a lot, and it really helped me. Cannonball Wing was really inspiring it, and I loved it. I also enjoyed doing the game activities with our whole group because there's certain categories, and it was really fun. They also had a lot of activities like roller skating, climbing, bowling, and it was really fun to do. We enjoyed so much, and the food was great. I love buffets, and it was absolutely amazing. I ate so much.
I really enjoyed the services. He touched on several different messages throughout every service, and those were really encouraging, and it seemed to be really encouraging to a lot of the other people because we had 60-something people get saved, and so it was great to see all those people go down and accept the Lord. Another fun part was, roller skating and falling. That was fun.
When we were doing the ice skating.
Did you find it?
My favorite thing to do was roller skating.
My favorite thing to do was most likely the preaching, what he did. It was very touching to my heart.
For me, it probably was going to the water park with Fabio that first day, because we got to meet this one kid named Trent who was alone. Well, he didn't have a group yet, so it was cool meeting him. The wave pool was pretty cool. Rock wall for sure, although I pulled my forearm muscle. And Connor hurt his shoulder there, I think, again, the third time. But that was pretty much it. And the roller rink, that was fun. Pool was very fun too.
My favorite event that happened this week was hanging out with my friends for 24 hours a day for the whole week, and all the games we played together, the competitions, the recreation time, rollerblading, and just the crazy, and staying up late and just being crazy.
My favorite event probably is, I would say pep rallies, but they're activities that they do. Who's gonna win, the green team, the red team. We were obviously green team. We didn't win, but it was an amazing time, we got so excited. We made the best cheers in the world. I don't know how the heck we didn't win. You should have seen me. I was the best in all the games. I didn't participate in all the games, but I was the best in the ones I was in.
So you're not gonna put in the fails that I did at the end of surfing, right?
No. learned how to deal with my problems that I didn't know that everybody else, like a lot of other teenagers had. Kenny Baldwin really like highlighted that and taught us how to not fall and how to like be more patient with people, kind, not have a bad attitude, be joyful, and to study like the Bible and how to just be a godlier person, a godlier man, and a better person to be around.
So one of my favorite things that I learned this week was not from the services, but with my our camp counselor, Olivia. She wanted to hear my testimony. I let her know. I talked to her about it, and I had also told her that like I was struggling a lot, like I was losing motivation, and ever since I was saved, like I've been losing focus on a lot of stuff. When I let her know like those 3 things, she gave me like this verse to like always keep in my head. Romans 8 verse 38 and 39. It was so encouraging, and it actually made me look at things from a really different perspective. I was like, okay, so, and then after that, like we prayed, and then like when during chapel, like I asked for prayer as well, like to another camp counselor, and immediately that same night I prayed, and I just woke up with like a burst of energy. I woke up happy, much more jollier than other days, and I don't know, it felt very refreshing.
I learned a lot about not like what Pastor talks about, not being content in your relationship with God. If you're content, then that's not good. You need progression, and you need to be adding different qualities to your faith, your relationship. And Kenny Baldwin used an example like a shopping cart. You can't just walk through a store and expect things to automatically appear in your cart. You have to pick them out. So you have to pick out the traits that you want and work on them. You can't just pray for courage and expect for you to have courage. You need to work on having courage as well.
Actions matter, but so is attitude. Control the attitude and actions.
What did you learn? What did you take out of it?
Well, it was super cool. I've heard Dr. Kenny Baldwin speak before, but it's funny because now thinking about it, he's like more like my dad, just a little more hyperactive, believe it or not. The morning services really touched me more than the evening ones, but the morning services, he was talking about like dreamer and how Joseph was a dreamer and he like achieved so many things because he was like with God and all his dreams, and God made them come true. So it really makes you think, like, if you put in like the work and stuff and like you dream big according to God's will, then like God's gonna help you through it. It's gonna happen.
Honestly, what I learned this week is stuff that applies to me like personally, because like I don't know if somebody said this before, but like it's weird because you know that there's people struggling with it, but you don't believe it until you see it. You know, for example, in our cabin there was these other people. They struggle with the same thing that we're struggling, like with their attitude, with different stuff that we every day go, like bitterness, anger, like grudges. We suffer with that every day, but we don't say it because we think everybody but us is the perfect person. So I learned that people, you know, there's other teenagers like us. We're not alone.
And the thing I learned is you don't need to be learning about Christ on your own. You can have friends to, you know, support you, and yeah, you can do it with other people. Like I usually am shy and I don't usually talk to people, you know, that's the person I am, but I learned to put myself out there, talk to people, learn more about God, and yeah.
I learned that I shouldn't like change how I act just because I'm embarrassed or like, I gotta show that I believe in him and I'm not embarrassed of acting like I believe in him.
Something I learned this week, which honestly, I've already heard Dr. Kenny Baldwin before. I heard Dr. Kenny Baldwin last year, and now I heard him again this year. This year, it really stuck to me because throughout, from last year to this year, I've dealt with a bit of anger and bitterness. You know, I thought I'd gotten over it, but I kept letting the anger and the bitterness and the unforgiveness take over each and every day to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And what's really cool is I got to talk to Kenny Baldwin like 3 times this week, and on the 3rd time I talked to him, he put his arm around me and he told me to just keep looking up and focus on God.
There's this guy. I don't have beef with him. He's a cool guy. His name's Josh. He's a counselor too, but he's not our counselor. At night, he's a hall monitor. He's in our hall, checking, right? But what I learned from Tyler, he said he's an RA. In camp, an RA is like a person who enforces the rules. So he's like a policeman at the camp. So he goes around telling everyone, get in your room, get in your room, get in your room. So at first I thought like, oh yeah, because there's this thing called bed check. You have to be in your room, but you can do it like you have to be in your room so they count. Yeah, you're here, you're not escaped. But you can go to other people's room as long as you're quiet enough with them. But that guy, like it's like this. I peek out my door. Get in your room! Get in your room! And stay in it. Or go to another room.
So the most like funniest thing like that had happened this week, it had to be like the last service, like the very end of it. Kenny Baldwin was doing like this clap, and like it was like a slow clap, and we had to like follow his like rhythm. And there were like some people in the audience that weren't like following it, and like when they weren't following it, like other people would get mad, like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
and then Mia was one of those people.
Yeah, she was so upset with the people because they would go to clap. Kenny would open his hands, and then other people would clap, and he's looking at them like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so he would clap, everyone would clap on time, he would open his hands, and people would still clap. We're all like, what is going on?
I did it well on some tries, but
he was doing great.
This one time where I messed up. Like, I was doing so well.
She messed
and
up.
I messed up. And
the people around her stood up.
The whole
and they're like,
heard it.
get out. They're pointing at her like,
get out. I was the problem.
They're chanting, and so she gets sent out.
Yeah, the camp counselors take her out like this.
Yeah,
and
she
they
was
throw me out.
Throwing her out to the exit.
It's so bad. Everybody started going, kick her out, kick her out.
A lot of people got kicked out.
Yeah, they did. At least I wasn't the only one.
Yeah,
you were one of them though.
Hey everybody from Dorado Bible Baptist Church, especially the teenagers. I just want to encourage you to build on the decisions you made this week. God is working in your hearts. I'm so humbled that I have a part in your life, and more importantly that God uses me. Go back home and live for God. Make a difference in your lost and dying world. Be a dreamer. For those of you who couldn't come, I hope this video will entertain something in your heart and will make you get involved, so next year you're a part of it. But you don't have to wait till next year to serve God. Start serving God right now. I'm praying for you, I believe in you, and I love you. God bless you.
Live in the past, you'll be there tomorrow.